wait for. Before we go into that press conference, it's quite unique that we've got a Mancunian holding a press conference in Liverpool, but obviously we know that he is a very important figure to the British boxing fight scene, and on April the 12th, live on Sky Sports in the UK, he faces his biggest challenge yet. He faces the test of Lomachenko, one of the pound-for-pound greats in boxing right now. The WBO world title, the WBA world title, and of course the Ring Magazine belt as well. So it's a huge fight, huge night for Anthony Crolla, and we just wanted to bring him in front of the media today to discuss this fight. And before we hear from his trainer Joe Gallagher, I'm going to pass over to Adam Smith to say a few words.
Yeah, thanks Eddie. We've followed Anthony from the very beginning. What an incredible story he's had both in and out of the ring. Long known as the nicest guy in British boxing. He's also one of the most hard-working and one of the most successful as well. Fantastic nights in Manchester, fantastic nights everywhere with Anthony $1 Million Crolla. We've got a big soft spot for him at Sky, and we're delighted that Eddie and the team managed to get this incredible opportunity for him out in America. As he said, we'll be live through the night, and can he pull it off? It's obviously a massive ask. Lomachenko, everybody thinks is the top or the second pound for pound best fighter in the world. But what I love about Anthony is that no challenge is too big. You know, he shared 24 rounds with Jorge Linares, who in my eyes is one of the great fighters of the modern era. And I'm sure he learned a great deal through the two experiences with Jorge that will stand him in excellent stead when he gets to America in a few days' time. We wish Anthony Crolla well. If he wins, it will be one of the great moments in British sport, not just British boxing. And I know he'll be giving it absolutely everything. And we'll be right with him. So good luck to Anthony and to Joe and to the team.
Joe, obviously a huge task ahead, one that you and Anthony know a lot about. This was the fight that you guys wanted. We had the WBA final eliminator on November 10th on the Usyk Bellew card, got the opportunity, pushed the WBA, it was delivered straight away, and a massive fight on April the 12th in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity for Anthony. It's not something where, as you say, they phoned up and said, do you fancy fighting Lomachenko? Anthony, after his losses to Linares, went straight back in, beat Ricky Burns, 3-time world champion, and then he's won his final eliminator, Dow Jordan, who'd been ranked 1 or 2 for like possibly close to 2 years. So Anthony's earned his shot, and he's going in there to cause one of the biggest upsets in sporting history.
What's the important things to do? I know you're not going to give the tactics away, but Lomachenko didn't look the best against Pedraza last time out. Do you feel that you might be getting a decent time right now, if there is a good one, to get him?
No, not at all. I think Pedraza's a very good fighter. I was up close and personal with him when Stephen Smith fought him, and you can see he was weight drained against Gervonta Davis, but that was good Pedraza that fought Lomachenko. I don't think it was a bad performance on Lomachenko's behalf. I just thought he was up against a class operator in Pedraza. Listen, Lomachenko, a lot's been said about him. He's a great fighter, hugely talented, but he has been beat, has been put down, and as we've seen last weekend, Sam Maxwell was getting well beat 10 seconds to go and turned it around. You see Andrew Selby winning a fight easily in Mexico and got caught. And this is the thing with boxing, that's why I like people like boxing. It's the underdog sport, the upsets can happen. Can we go and do it? Well, we've got to try to do it. Training camp's been tough, mentally tough. Once you think you've solved Lomachenko and what he can do, he does something else. But we're going in there, we're not going in there just to turn up and take a paycheck and thanks for the memories. We're going in there with a chance to have our names attached to sporting history, and we're going in there to give it the best, and Anthony Crolla won't be found wanting in that fight.
Anthony, we know you love a challenge, obviously former world champion, you fought Linares twice for that Ring Magazine belt as well. This one though, by far the biggest test of your career, and talking to you just now, you said you're in the shape of your life for this challenge on April as well.
Yeah, without a doubt, and I don't believe it should be any different. I'm fighting one of the very best fighters on the planet. In a lot of people's opinion, the best fighter on the planet. So I've had well, they let us know 7 weeks ago, but I've had a full 12-week camp because we knew there was a possibility this date could happen. So there shouldn't be any other reason for me not being in the best shape of my life, and that's how I feel. On the night, I've got to go out there, carry out the plan that's set. against a brilliant fight. But I cannot wait for it. Joe just mentioned it then, I'm not over there for the experience, I'm not over there for a bit of LA sunshine, I'm going over there to shock the world, and that's what I believe I can do. I know how tough it's going to be, or I think I know how tough it's going to be, but enjoying every single bit of it. The camp's been brutal at times, but that's the way it should be, and oh good, I'm looking forward to flying out there early next week.
Are you excited to share a ring with him? Because I know, like, even within the boxing community, everyone are fans of Lomachenko, and are you curious to find out how good he really is in there? Is that a part of that?
I am a little bit, but I don't want to be a fanboy, and that's not, like I say, I don't want to. So yeah, it is a great thing, you know, to share the ring with. He's probably going to be a future Hall of Famer. But that's not how I'm thinking. I say I'm going over there to fight for the best prizes in the sport, and I'm going to be ready for it. Like I say, I won't be found wanting in that area. I'm prepared the best I possibly can do, honestly, and the motivation I get from the team, the people around me, people who are making, you know, the trip over there, that's every bit of motivation I need. And just to add to that, to become, you know, one of the biggest upsets in British boxing history, and it would go down in boxing history as well. As a boxing fan, that's a huge motivation for me.
Finally, it would be some story, wouldn't it? I mean, obviously the story in itself to this point is an incredible one with the injury, but obviously, you know, the draw to Darlis Perez, then beating him, and then, you know, the big win as well over Barossa, the 2 fights with Linares, the win over Ricky Burns, and then the mandatory fight. But this fight, we probably thought this may never come, really, after the Linares fight, but this really eclipses everything in your career so far.
Yeah, without a doubt, again, like you just said, to be going over there on American soil and to do it, it would eclipse everything I've done. And again, that's just added motivation, and I'll be going over there in no way intimidated by it. Like I say, I believe so many fighters would love to have this chance. I mean, I've earned this chance, but I'll give it absolutely everything that I have to go over there and rip those belts away from him.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'll join me in wishing Anthony Crolla the very best against Lomachenko, April the 12th in Los Angeles. Round of applause, please, for Anthony Crolla. We're going to begin our press conference for Saturday.